it gets a little annoying to people when you say it's going to be all right. People don't like to hear that, right? I didn't like to hear that either. Like when things were going wrong, because in the moment it doesn't feel like it's going to be all right, but it's going to be fine. And Eric, I'm going to be fine. Love this shit. I love it. Ooh. We're here. We are here. The intro music is fire. Housekeeping. If you're listening, rate and subscribe. Share it. We want to connect with you like fucking Care Bears. Take our hearts out of our chests and share with you. It's heart over everything. We're heart-oriented human beings. If you were listening, also watch. Go to Big Mood TV. Check out our YouTube channel. Ooh, we're gonna jam today. So much to talk about. I'm talking about a little bit about my weekend or whatever, but let's just breathe. Create some space for this conversation with myself, because I'm fucking crazy. So 26 days celibate. 26 days. And I'm not even trying. And I want to talk a little bit about that. In the sex addiction world, it is normal to go on periods of abstinence, sometimes a year of celibacy. So you could turn my music up a little bit, man. Sometimes, like, it's one thing to be abstinent, right? Like, you're just not gonna have sex with someone, you know. And obviously I'm going through a very, transitional time in my life. So out of respect for myself and out of respect for my family and my ex, I'm not gonna just go around fucking everybody. And we talked about, like, that is not the way to heal for me today at this Eric right now. That's not the way I want to heal right now. I'm not saying that that's wrong for everybody. Go right into another relationship and there you go. If I'm really this single guy, I want to be single for a while. I want to get to know myself. Like I've said, from 6 to 8 years old until 30, I've had some unhealthy sexual relationship with somebody. Some either hypersexual or hyposexual or just some sort of negative experience. You know what I mean? I just it's been such a uncomfortable situation in my life. Which, if you have sexual trauma, especially as a little kid, it changes your whole view towards sex. My whole identification with the act and with the emotional exchange is off. And it always has been. It's never been, quote unquote, what I feel is healthy. It's not good or bad. It's healthy and unhealthy. Some of my friends can just fuck around and keep it completely healthy. And mine is never healthy. It's never been healthy. And it's not fair to drag other women into that. That is definitely not fair. And at 30, I know that. At 25, you don't know that. You don't understand that. Well, maybe you do if you woke as fuck. Some woke 25-year-olds right now. But I know that at 30 that I'm not trying to drag anybody into any more toxic relationships, You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be the topic in someone's therapy session anymore. you know. But on a spiritual plane, because all of my fasting right now, because I'm fasting sex entirely, no masturbation. I'm gonna have a wet dream soon, I'm sure, which would be interesting. But I'm fasting sex, and I'm fasting meat. Both are not challenging. I'm actually thoroughly enjoying both of them. And this is coming from someone who at points couldn't stop jerking off and couldn't stop fucking people. So this is not my natural habitat. This is not my natural state. My natural state is hypersexual. Go. Always got to get it. Give it to me now. So ridiculous. Maybe I'm just getting old. I'm just getting older. Maybe it's calming down. Now Matt's like, I still fuck. Nah, I just don't have it anymore. I just don't have it in that way anymore. And maybe it'll come back in when I'm healthy. If my partner and I get back together, maybe there'll be some sense of union. Maybe, and I don't know. Some people say, how long? I don't know. Just no less than 90 days. But 6 months, who knows? 6 months, if I can get there, but it's about going deeper. It's really about going deeper inward. When you're going through, as I shared, I had some bars last week, and, going through something, people go through things and they want to expel energy, which I am doing, and I'll get into in a second. But they want to expel energy and put energy somewhere else. They want to fuck somebody. They want to, go crazy in the gym, or they want to spend money, or they want to eat bad food. Or they want to shoot energy out into another direction. And I'm trying the converse. I'm trying to pull all of my energy in. So I'm not giving my soul away. I'm giving my soul away so much. Trying to be liked, trying to have just the validation of women, the validation of my partner, the affirmation of my parents. I want to have friends. I want to be cool. Just giving all my power away. And this is where the emotional reciprocity comes in. And I'm always at the end of giving so much of myself, at least of my attention. My partner probably doesn't think I give so much of myself, and that's why my partner, whatever she is, whatever this lady is, she probably doesn't think I give too much of myself. But I feel like I'm in that context, I was always trying to be a version that would be acceptable to her, not make these jokes, or maybe she'll, how do I keep her from being mad, on eggshells, and I'm just not doing that anymore, so I'm pulling all of my energy inward, and my sex drive is non-existent. It's non-existent. I have no need, no urge to release at all. So it's pretty fucking tight. Let that bitch breathe. That shit goes. But one thing, I'm trying to achieve. I had a great meditation today, which turned into a nap. Beautiful. Lo-fi playing in the background. Got calm. Got calm so easy. Sometimes you gotta fight for it. You meditate anyway. Sometimes you gotta fight for that shit. When you're meditating, sometimes you gotta fight for it. But today it was not one of those days. Got my boy out here. He's my oldest friend. He's known me since I was 13. My oldest consistent friend. You have friends like when you're a kid, but we've been friends since we were 13, and we were 30. I'm about to be 31, and he lives in San Diego now. Flew him out here. He's staying with us for a couple days, and then we're gonna get him set up. But let me really quick before I wrap up on the celibacy. So pulling that energy in, I'm trying to reach a different state. I'm trying to reach a different place in thinking. And like this, it sounds on a podcast that's coming out later this week, someone said I'm a yogi. Even though I'm not a yoga yogi, like so much of my life is focused on spiritual growth. So much of it, at least in my mind. Maybe you don't think so, but it's like right now, especially, I'm just going deep. I want Christ consciousness. I want samadhi. What samadhi is a state of intense concentration achieved through meditation in Hindu yoga. This is regarded as the final stage at which union with the divine is reached. I'm trying to get to the place. Trying to get to the place. And you never fully arrive. It's a fleeting place. You can leave that place, but I'm trying to get somewhere in spiritually than I have not been able to get before, because I had too much of the world getting in the way. So we're gonna cut that out. We're gonna cut that shit out. But yeah, I got my boy out here. Yeah, he survived, so put him in a position to thrive. Put him in a position to thrive, and so happy to have him out here. Happy to be able to be of service to my people, Yeah. So yeah, have him out here. So there's something I do want to talk about today. That's interesting. And I'm not going to speak. I'm going to make sure I'm very, very aligned with my words, because it's a tentative topic. But interracial relationships, because that's all I've been in. That's all I've been in is interracial relationships. Not because of any distaste. It's been proximity. I've just been around a lot of white people. And when you're around a lot of white people, who's next to you? Kelly's next to you. Hey, Kelly. I like you. I like you. You like me. You're my gal. You're my gal. It's no Kelly, but you get what I'm saying. But there's fucking challenges, man. There's challenges. I'm one of those people who I feel like I have, and I think it's foolish not to think this. It's a little ridiculous to think this, but it's foolish not to think this. Like, as a black man, especially in San Diego, in the 12-step community, there's one other black man in the community that I'm in who is sober. One other, and he doesn't even go to meetings that much. So I'm going to go to a meeting tonight at 8 p.m. And when I walk in that meeting, there may be like a young, sober living guy that he pops in and out. He's around sometimes. But for the last number of years, I'm going to walk in and be one of the only, if not be the only black person in the room. So as unfortunate as it is, and I don't want it to be this way, I am the representation of Black America in this room. That's what it feels like. You know what I mean? It feels like if I come in there looking fucking crazy, right? If I come in there all fucked up, this is some of those people, this is their interaction with black people for the day or for the month or for the, just, it's a lot of pressure. And then in relationship, being with a family, being with a white woman, and being part of their family, I felt such immense love from my ex's parents. Love them to death. I've spoken volumes about them on this podcast, how much I love them so much. So much. And lots of great white parents have been, have enjoyed me, you know what I mean? And I've enjoyed them, but it's not a matter of them being racist. It's a matter of just being the only all the time. People don't think about what that does to a black mind. I don't really particularly know what it does to my mind. I don't particularly know how it affects me, but I just know that I notice. I know that I notice there's a difference. It most times doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. Raising a biracial son. So if my partner and I split, he stays in an area with no ethnic diversity and no ethnic diversity. Just keep going. Imagine I just didn't acknowledge it and just kept going. With no ethnic diversity and with white parents and grandparents, he could that very well maybe the way he grows up. And what does that do to his little black mind? And there's lots of black people raised by white people who are great. So it's not like it's doomed. But I don't know if I want that to be his experience, So it's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I've dated the original point. I've dated so many white women who, and a lot of times I'm the black guy that they date. They don't date, they're not typically into black dudes, but for some reason I'm a good kind of black. You know how fucking much that sucks? It's crazy. It's like you're the good kind. So what a self-hating person I was, right? It's my own fault. It's my own fault. But yeah. There's just differences, and it's just too much. It's just too much. I'm not saying, like, if my son's mom and I get back together, I'll give her all the credit. She's been down for the cause, down for the movement, down for me being blackity black, down for me being as black as I want to be, down for my son on knowing his black family. She's been about it. So this is not speaking on her. This is just, these jams are smooth. This isn't on her, but this is just something that there's a lot of reflection going on. That's what I do. That's like my superpower is reflection, and I'm pretty wise. Pretty wise, right? I think so. Pretty wise. I'm getting that tattooed, by the way. There was this guy, Ninja from Die Antwoord. You remember Die Antwoord? The South African group. He had in like pencil drawing. It had pretty wise. I was like, I'm gonna straight jack that tattoo. And I'm kind of, pretty wise. Just, a little bit. It's like kind of my job to be. My friend asked me, he's like, what do you do? He's like, what do you do? We're gonna talk about something, a shift we're making in business. But he's like, what do you do? And so really, here's what I do. I take all of my experience and I take all of my professional background, certifications and licensing, take all of that. And then I take all of my knowledge of mental health systems and recovery systems. And I take all of my knowledge of recovery and I coach people into a different lifestyle, whether it be transformationally in an executive or a lawyer who wants to go from having just a poor work-life balance or whatever into another place where he's living a more purposeful life. There's that avatar, and then there's the schizophrenic guy who we need to get him into treatment. We need to, it's an emergency, or it's the guy who just got out of treatment who wants to get his feet under him. But then also there's a 15-year-old kid who's doing great he's doing great by all observations, but he just needs guidance. Then there's the gal who is sober but doesn't know how to continue to create a sober community, and doesn't know what she wants her sobriety to look like. Wide range, but so it's big. Like the big brand is Big Mood, MSAG, Mental Health Sober Advocacy Group. That is what we do. That is it. That is my business. I'm a sober advocate, mental health advocate, and that doesn't mean I only work with those people. But if when I speak to the police, because I speak to them all the time with certain clients, or when I speak to the courts, or when I speak to the attorneys, or when I speak to the laundry list of professionals, when I speak to them, when I speak to the laundry list of professionals, it's Big Mood Mental Health and Sober Advocacy Group. And there's a few of us who do this work. It's not just me. Dylan does this work now too. Dylan is the field guy. He does all the work in the field. I do the work behind. This is where I do all of my day, where you guys are seeing me record, which is very cool, because like you're seeing me in my element. This is where I work. This is where I'm doing Zoom calls, doing all of it. So it's all done right here. But yeah, that's the work that I do. So tying it back, what are we doing on time? 20? Goddamn. I'm impressed every time I do it. I'm impressed every time. When it comes to like, what do I do? I'm kind of just pretty wise. I'm just helping make people help with parents and help children and help adults make better choices. Do you know why I'm helping people make better choices? Because I made all the wrong choices. That's all. So really what people are paying me for is for me knowing what not to do. Do not do that. Don't go this way. I know what's down that road. I know what's down that road. Herpes is down that road. Don't go down that way. Just kidding. But, Hep C is down there. Crippling drug addiction. Sex addiction's down there. Watch out with the porn, buddy. Take it easy. Take it easy with that anal gaping. Gets weird. Pretty wise. Just doing a little bit of that. Just a little bit of that. That's what I do. It's such a broad spectrum, right? It's like if I go down the list of all the people I've worked with, from like 15 to 60-year-old people in some capacity of coaching, just helping people get from where they are to where they want and deserve to be. And it's done through a number of services, but we're sober advocates, mental health advocates, speaking for you. We're here rooting for you. I want to see you win. And if I can recover, and that's the thing, Steven, he's here. He's on the podcast, but he's here and he knows what I was like. He knows how fucked up I was. So now there's people here who can verify how fucking crazy I was. My ex can certainly verify. Dylan can certainly verify. I'm not just talking shit for entertainment. My shit was crazy. Yeah, my life was fucking crazy. Start the book next month. Doing a book. Found a publishing company. We're collaborating with another author. I have a 10th grade education, but we're gonna get this book out. It'll be what you hear on this podcast. Just and there's certain stuff that I don't talk about on this podcast because the context isn't there. Like, it seems like it would, if someone listened to the podcast from the beginning to the end, if they listen to 180 episodes in a row, they would be like, okay, it's very linear, right? Like, But if I drop some of the things that I'm going to drop in the book right now on this podcast, it would blow certain things up, But you know what I'm talking about. But if I drop it, when I release it in the book, it'll have context, and we're gonna go for it. We're just gonna go for it. I don't vape anymore. I just bought a vape because I was having an anxiety attack last week, and was going to get a haircut and was like, couldn't get out of my anxiety attack because I still have them. That's the thing people don't know. I still have anxiety attacks regularly, but I just know. But I'm pretty wise. I'm pretty wise, so I just know it's gonna be fine. Like I don't have panic attacks, and I don't freak out because it'll be done, and I'll move on. And the rest of the day will be great. It won't be like, oh, I had a panic attack, and then no, it's like I had a panic attack, and then it went away, and I'm fine. It all passes. Sunrise faith, son. Then you go through enough trauma, it's all right. It's fine. It's fine. And my friend, okay, two of my friends have like had tragic things happen to their friends, right? And their whole life crumble. They crumbled because of their friend's life crumbling. And another person, 3 people I know, going through like breakups, or their boyfriend relapsed, or their friend got into a car accident, another friend tried to kill himself. It's these terrible things. There's tragic things, so their lives collapse. And that, to me, that's just like, I'm not going to allow it myself to, you know what I mean? Like my life is really good. And I may love this person immensely, but I'm not going to let a tragedy collapse my life. And this is not speaking from someone who does not know tragedy. This is speaking from I'm borderline personality disorder. So last year, when I was like not treating my borderline, coming out with new shit every week. We got new revelations. But without dealing with my BPD, if you were gonna leave me, like if my partner was gonna leave me, I literally felt like I was set on fire. That's really what it felt like. It felt an immense feeling like I cannot go on this way. That's what it feels like when someone's abandoning. It feels like someone's abandoning you. That's where borderline personality disorder comes from, abandonment. So whether it be my father or my brother when he went away to college or whatever, some passive, it could have been a very passive form of abandonment, or it could have been all those kids I was friends with who couldn't be friends with me anymore because of my mental health problems. There's all this abandonment in my life. So what I would feel when like I would lose someone is like an immense like sensation, as if I was going to die, So now but that's interesting because you work on these things, you can recover. But my point is, after dealing with that and getting like recovering from that, and then after getting through all those years of depression, I know it's gonna be fine. The big thing I'm worried about is like my parents passing away, or my siblings passing away, or my kid. Those are like the big ones where I'd be like, I don't know. I don't even know what the response would be. I don't think anybody knows. I don't think anybody knows what their response will be when those big ones come up. The siblings seem like they'd be, out of all of them, the least, but still fucked up. My parents and my kid is like, all right, now I'm gonna let my life crumble. Now I'm gonna let my life fall apart. No, I'm kidding, but you get it. It's scary stuff, and it'll come. So, yeah. But yeah, I was telling some friends but my original point was, it gets a little annoying to people when you say it's going to be all right. People don't like to hear that, right? I didn't like to hear that either. Like when things were going wrong, because in the moment it doesn't feel like it's going to be all right, but it's going to be fine. And Eric, I'm going to be fine. If my family is split up, I'm going to be fine. She's going to be fine. My kids are going to be okay. This song is perfect for this. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. That's the name of the podcast. That's what my son says. That it'll be fine. Yep. Yeah, little dude. Pretty wise, little bro. It'll always be fine. Yeah, man. It'll always be okay. I promise you. Just don't kill yourself or get loaded. Just don't kill yourself or do heroin, and it'll be fine. That's what I tell people when they're struggling in recovery. That's all you got to do. But yeah, man, we're gonna finish early. We're gonna have quick podcasts these days. I'm gonna wait to do. We have some other people coming on to talk about masculinity, so I'm not gonna beat that dead horse. People have heard my perspective, right? Still reading, still doing a ton of studying, still getting a lot of perspective from people. I'm further understanding that it's not my masculinity that is the problem. It is the way it manifests and reacts with other people's. You know what I mean? Like it's subjective. It's very subjective, and I'm not the problem. I'm not a problem, and I'll tell you that. You may got stuff, but you're not broken. You're not a problem. You just got stuff. You just got stuff going on. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up. So if you're listening, share, subscribe. This podcast is about nothing. Share, subscribe, and if you're listening, watch on Big Mood TV. And go to bigmoodcoach.com and go check out the new site. And go check out, it's changing every week. This business is growing. It's finally happening. I was talking to a friend. It's been years of kicking and screaming and struggling. Let me give some advice to the business owners. If you want to be successful, just keep doing it. Even when you're failing, just keep fucking doing it. Don't stop doing it. Just do it for the love of the game. Same thing with this podcast. I don't do this for any other reason because I love it. Any other reason because I love it. That's why we do it. That's why I say we, but there used to be so many of us. But they didn't love it, They just didn't love it. So I'm not gonna force them to. I think I'm gonna get Dylan and Steve on here this week. I think that's what we'll do for a guest. I'm not talking to Matt. I think that's what we'll do for a guest this week, is just have a round table. And I'll have Steven tell crazy stories about my life. He told me today, the first time I ever OD'd, he was there. And I asked him, I was like, what was it like when I OD'd? So I'm going to let him tell the story. But yeah, let's wrap it up. I appreciate all of you. I'm shooting heart laser beams at you. That's what we're doing. We're connecting. So we're out here. Peace.